Welcome to the IEC studio, the content studio at IEC 2023. We're here and want to talk about sustainability and ProAV. And our guest here is Alexander Pietschmann, CEO of Adam Hall Group. Alexander.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
What are you
is
guys
Adam
doing?
Hall? Yeah, so Adam Hall is an event tech manufacturer, and we have been in the business since 1975, so quite a long way. We was founded in UK, but moved headquarter in the 90s to Germany.
It doesn't sound German, that's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not German. And Mr. Adam Hall does exist. Okay. It's not a ghost or someone, or just to be in the directory up front. Yeah, we started with the develop of flight case components, which is quite interesting to transport all the equipment we know these days. And we developed, a lot of more products in that time, and go then in the inside of the case, developed sound products. So we have a brand called LD Systems in our portfolio. We have a brand where we developed great light products, which calls Cameo lighting. We have Palmer devices, which is, the eye boxes and, makes a pure signal. And many, accessory brands, and perhaps some people of you know the Defender range, which is the yellow black cable protectors, which you see on many live.
Yeah.
And we develop as well these products. And so it's a bunch of products which mainly is used in live music and live entertainment sector. And we decided before 5-6 years that we take a look into the hospitality and the integrated market, because we think that venues and all different places and spaces needs to be elevated. And then we bring these entertainment core competence to the table and try to develop products which sound good, looks good, and make a place quite immersive, and where people feel good and want to stay.
Alexander, we had a very special interview more than half a year ago, not with you, with somebody else. No, it was a year ago. It was about live events and sustainability. And we were really shocked when we talked with a well-known CEO about what the role of sustainability plays, and he said, in live event nobody cares. And he was from China, so maybe that was a little different thing. But it was like we were really shocked, because it was like, oh, we don't care about it. Our clients never care because it's only there for a few days and nobody cares about electricity. I think that's not right. Because when I read the news, I see that in the Netherlands, you can only put up screens and everything for live events, which are really green and everything. So do you see a drive in the industry for more sustainable solutions?
I mean, there's two sides of that question. So one, probably this guy is a little bit right. So there was a certain thinking, perhaps before COVID, that no one cares about it, right?
Because it's just there for a few days.
It's just there for a few days, and but I think that's not right. And also, we have to bring our part to the table when it comes to climate change, because we got only one planet. And if I only wait for someone requesting it, there's a certain risk that you get forbidden, and that perhaps we're just not capable of making events in the future. And if we don't bring solutions to the table, where you can, have more CO2 reduced events, the legislator perhaps will just forbid it. Or we got some problems with climate change as well. I mean, there are many festivals which, where you get certain, or live entertainment venues where you get a certain rain coming, certainly, or you see a lot of stages blowing away. So we are also affected by that. But I think the main driver of change is the visitor. And as a big change for us as an industry, I think, is that we can educate people and experience sustainability on live events. That's a quite responsible job we could do, and we could take that as the burden we have from the past of no one cares, as a kind of ambassador for that really important thing. And there are now, I see since some years, there are many tries to make events more sustainable. But if you look at the CO2 footprint of a live event, let's take a festival, you have the majority of CO2 emissions is from mobility.
Yeah, travel.
It's travel and people, but also goods. Yeah. Mainly people, but also bringing the goods. And we must ask ourselves and in the whole supply chain, what kind of, do stages must look bigger and bigger do need equipment, a certain equipment needs to be specified and flying in from anywhere in the world? Or do we, build regional clusters or are getting more flexible? I mean, we are a manufacturer of lighting, and of course I love to say, no, my product is perfect for that fit. But I think looking on the challenges we have up front of us, we should take our personal idea of growth away and look for solutions where events can just be more efficient and more sustainable. Yeah.
So it's turning it around from being driven by customers to making it a strategic differentiator for you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so what does it mean for your products? Do you make them lighter? Do you use recycled materials? Or what does it mean in practice?
I mean, let's take the lighting device now. Of course, energy consumption is always an issue.
Yeah.
But it's also, if you look on a CO2 print of a product, is of course what this consume in energy, but also how friendly is it in service? And how long does the product are in the life cycle? And a lot of companies on trade shows and everywhere working on the next and the better version of the one before. And I always say to our engineers, I mean, did you speak to a client? Did we approach a pain point, or do we just do a brighter light or a faster car?
Because we can.
Because we can. And that's a quite dangerous development. So we need to understand if there's perhaps a transport issue, or if it's a business issue we have here. So perhaps we need to develop not products anymore, which are better version. Perhaps we have just products which sustain longer, can be repaired more easily, and perhaps have some kinds of intelligence where they give you an information about energy, or are more smart, shutting off if this light perhaps here in the studio and all the equipment is not used, they go in a sleeping mode, whatever. I mean, that could be perhaps more the fields of innovation in the future, instead of making brighter lights, louder speakers, and more of that what we got in the past. And I think that's where we're looking at.
So are you making products smaller so they take less space to be...
Transportation issue. Handling on the job is an issue, because sustainability is, of course, one time the energy consumption and production of the products, the transport during the lifetime, the recycling of the product, perhaps the defenders, because everyone knows these cable products. 90% we use already recycled materials. Yeah. But at the moment, it's a quite strange situation, because you got problems to get recycling materials. It's sometimes more expensive than new material. Yeah. So, but that's perhaps just in the time between, or until the legislator will change that. But yeah, it can be lighter, but sometimes I think the magic is use the material you have in the market, make it longer so the ROE also for the client is longer, and come back a little bit to the life cycles of products we had in the past. I don't know why we should, every year present new devices, or if we just keep them longer, make them updatable, so the product can get perhaps a software update and grow with the client.
But that seems, from a business perspective, very counterintuitive, because
yes.
you are normally selling product. So is your business model also changing in that sense?
I think it will change a lot from everyone. It will change a lot. No one can imagine, but it will change a lot. If the companies not adapt to the new reality, that we must take away, because what that means is we sell less products. So the KPI in the future is not any longer the amount of products, it's customer retention rate. So how you manage that. One example, if we find as an industry a solution for connecting the stocks of our clients and saying a client, you don't need to bring that product in because this guy have it in stock, a similar product, that could, who invents that? Or if we invented that software or that interface, probably people will pay us transaction-based some fees. We don't sell more products, but we have a more sustainable business model. And I think that's kind of questions we need.
So it's more like selling the product as a service, and
yes, I think
not as a product.
These kind of ideas must, also in live entertainment, much came to the table. If you're looking for the transport of products back and forward, building up, building down, and stuff like that. But as I said, mobility, we cannot solve it by our own, because we need to build infrastructure. Like we can use, for example, hydrogen already. There are great hydrogen energy systems, which will already use this summer. We will see this the next summer, a lot of that as well. But of course, the mobility of the people needs to be planned up front from the show organizers. And they can work together with train, like Deutsche Bahn or like the train companies and
like
pooling.
you're getting free public transport tickets here in Barcelona.
Yeah,
for IC.
great thing. It's a great thing. So I think these kind of things have to take to consideration, but that's not the job from us as a manufacturer. We should do our own job, bringing more sustainable solutions to the table.
Alexander, remarkable words. I think the industry really need to change something. Hopefully more in not your hall, but across the IEC will learn from that.
Yeah.
Alexander, it was a pleasure really having you here, and
Thank you for-
hope to hear from you soon, and let's follow up on this one. Sustainability is very important.
Thank you very much for having me.